Hello everyone and welcome to Gearhead Entertainment. Today is Sundays with Steve. Sorry I have been away for a bit. It's just been crazy busy with work, but it's good to be back. I'm going to do what I didn't get a chance to do last week, which is to cover the Aztecs. I know it's a little bit late, but hey, late is better than never. So I'm going to go ahead and play through the daily first. This is probably just where I'm going to showcase most of what the Aztecs have, and then I'm going to try and do a couple of faster maps to showcase different god powers and different myth units. So today I'm going to go ahead and start off with Huitzilopochtli. So he is the Lord of War and the Sun. His benefits, so he gets temples and great temples, village and town centers refund 33% of their cost upon completion, so that's pretty useful. He's also good for collecting Tenali. So collecting Tenali earns resources in addition to favor equal to 5% of the defeated unit, which is not much, but it does stack pretty quickly if you get a big army attacking you. Shorn ones have a 10% hit point, have 10% hit points and generate 100% more Tenali in combat. So he's big about favor generation and also for like just expansion in general. Like if you building armies, building buildings, that's what he focuses on. So we also have Tezcatlipoca. So he is the god of obsidian, darkness, and sorcery. So his focus is defense and myth units. Every 2 myth units lost spawns an obsidian shard. If the shard survives long enough, it summons a free myth unit of the current age. So it's kind of a little bit of a refund if you can keep it alive. It's not quite a phoenix egg, but similar. He also has Tzompantli. Let's go with that. Tzompantli towers and traps are built 25% faster and inflict 25% damage. So your defensive structures are a little bit better, or your defensive towers. He also has devoting settlers bonuses, so they grant 10%, 20%, 30%, and then 40% more favor per age, which is really useful because the settlers have a drop off in favor generation as you sacrifice them. Now there is a way to buff that, but we're not going to look at it today. Well, I mean, we may actually. I probably should. It's kind of a pain in the butt. It's a one-time thing, and I usually forget to do it. And then last but not least, we have Quetzalcoatl, who is the god of wind, arts, and wisdom, the original king of the gods in the Aztec pantheon before he was replaced by, I believe, Huitzilopochtli. It was either him or Tezcatlipoca, but I'm pretty sure it was Huitzilopochtli who ended up replacing him. Regardless, so Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, he focuses on warrior priest and noble hut warriors, so infantry predominantly, heroes and infantry. So his warrior priests generate 0.05 favor per second by performing bloodletting at the temples. So you can just automatically generate favor for free without sacrificing your villagers, without having to go fight. It's kind of useful. And then we have the Capulis, and their additions cost 33% less. Noble Hut units have 15% hit points, and Eagle Warriors have +2 range. So just minor benefits to your units and to your heroes. So that's pretty nice. Just a quick look through. We have Quetzalcoatl. He has the agave bloom. He has Sentzon Torochtin, and then Omatochot. You know what? Let's see. Let's slowly pronounce this. Omatochtli Revelry. There we go. Aztec is really hard to pronounce, okay? Just give me a little slack here. We have Ocpatli Infusions, and then Magway Cultivation. So the agave bloom, it heals your units. It's also good for collecting food. So you can have you can have your settlers harvest food from it. Now it only heals up to the amount of food stored within the agave bloom. So once you harvest food from it, you're reducing the amount that it heals, and once it heals it loses it, like 1 piece of food per every hit point, I think is how it works. So you do have to be aware with that, but it is nice to have a little bit of healing. The Sentzon Torochtin, they're basically rabbits. They go around consuming berry bushes and farms, and they're all right, but you can get more of them by destroying berry bushes and farms. Now, they don't eat berry bushes unless they're injured, so you do have to bear that in mind, but you can get multiple of them. You start with 2, but you can get multiple per unit. the Omotochli's Revelry. So Tezcatlipoca upgrades Senson Totochtin to... They have a typo here, by the way. Totochthin, whereas there's Totochtin over here. I don't know what's with that. But it upgrades them to Frenzied Senson Totochtin, which have more hit points and consume farms and berry bushes faster to heal. So they have 35% more hit points. And then their eat rate is 50% for farms and berry bushes. We have the Occupatli infusions, so Tezcatlipoca reveals the medicinal secrets of Occupatli roots, fortifying settlers and human soldiers with regeneration and increased hit points. Human soldiers gain plus 10% hit points, the villagers gain plus 10% hit points. Human soldiers get 0.25 to the regeneration rates, and the villagers get 0.25 to regeneration rates as well. And then we have Magui cultivations. Magui. I'm going to go with Magui. Magui cultivations. So Tezcatlipoca introduces Magui cultivation, increasing settler farming rates and granting a food bonus when farms are constructed. Villagers gather 10% faster, and the resource returned on construction is 25 food. So that's not terrible. It's not huge getting the 25 food, but the 10% farm rate is pretty good. So Tezcatlipoca, god of healing and fertility, so he benefits your villagers, your farms, your healing. So that's his focus. We have Malanozoshidal, and she has what's called an infestation. So you target the ground and summon a nest that periodically spawns scorpions that obey your commands. Scorpions are all right. It's a classical age god power, so it's nothing crazy, but it is nice having a little bit of reinforcements. We have Quetzalcoatl. So these are twin-head serpents, and they spit poison, and I think fire. They're good against human soldiers, obviously. They're myth units, that's usually what they're good against. We have Omen of Malinalco. So Malanozoshidal causes Quetzalcoatls to release a poisonous cloud on death that damages nearby enemies and corrodes their armor, making them more vulnerable to attacks. So on death, they deal 10 divine damage in a radius of 4, which is pretty good. Divine damage usually cuts through armor pretty easily, so that's nice. On death, it reduces the enemy hack and pierce. Oh, I'd like to have that splash panel up, please. Reduces the enemy hack and pierce armor by 15% in a 4 radius, and on death, 1.5 damage, divine damage per second for 6 seconds to enemies in the radius. So it has an instant effect, and then it has a lingering tail. And then we have Sting of Yapan, so Malanozoshidal grants your War Hut soldiers the Sting of the Scorpions, so it's kind of like the Poison Spear from not Set. I think it's Anubis. Yeah, if I come over here to Anubis, he gets 0.125 divine damage over time, excluding siege units, and Anubis grants the Spearman's weapon coated with venom, which inflicts damage over time. So it's similar to that. If we go back over here, we can see it's 0.1 divine damage over time towards units, excluding siege units, and then the Tequihua. I'm going to go with Tequihua archers. Add 0.1 divine damage over time towards units. So it's a little bit worse than Anubis ability, not by much, just by a little bit, but it also applies to your archers. And does it apply to all human units, or is it just it's just the War Hut soldiers, the Tlamani spearmen, and the Tequia archers? By the way, if you're watching this, drop a like in the comments, because I'm going through and trying to pronounce the Aztec right. This is freaking difficult, okay? I feel like that deserves a like. And then we have Tolaki Trance. So Malanozoshidal imbues your warriors' weapons with the effects of Tolaki, numbing the mind of enemies with every strike, slowing the attack speed. So it reduces the attack speed of human units, units, excluding siege units, by 2% for 5 seconds, and it does stack. So that's nice. Units attacking slower, that's just a nice benefit. So let's see. We also, let me check out the third Aztec classical era god. We have Huitzilopochtli. So his god power is Lullaby, which puts enemy units to sleep until you attack them. Pretty nice. It's kind of like a ceasefire, but kind of not. And you do have to bear in mind that usually it's chaotic enough that somebody's going to get hit, but it can slow them down, which is pretty useful, and it buys you time. So not bad. It's a classical age god power. It is what it is. We have the Chanakwe. So myth unit, I'm actually gonna go. Yeah, no, Chonokwe. Let's go with that. So it's a small beam-shooting creature that transitions into a stationary turret with high attack, defense, and range. So it's good against human soldiers. Again, pretty standard. We have the Old Coyote Spirit. So Quetzalcoatl inspires your Chonokwes to get the last laugh, increasing the hack armor and giving them a chance to spawn a trap when defeated. So they spawn one spike trap upon death with a 50% chance. I'm assuming it's a 50% chance of spawning a spike trap and a 50% chance of spawning it when they're in turret form as well. They are vulnerable. They're less vulnerable to hack attacks by 15%, and that applies to their turret form as well. We also have Quetzalcoatl training. So Huitzilopochtli choreographs coyote runners to move with unpredictable steps, improving their pierce armor. So coyote warriors lose 15% vulnerability. So I'm assuming it's like 15% buff is how they do it. We have the Teponatzli drums. I got it eventually. Huitzilopochtli increases the speed of your villager, human soldiers, and heroes, so everybody gets a 10% speed buff across the board. And then we have Nahuatl. So for the record, Nahual is, I believe that's like the people group from which most of the Mesoamericans descended. Like, I think it applies to the Pueblos, as well as like the Aztecs, the Mayans, a lot of different people in that area of Mexico. I think it's all considered one people group. The Inca might be part of it. I don't think they are. I don't remember. It's been a little bit. But at any rate, that's not really all that important. So Quetzalcoatl reduces the cost of your traps and increases their build limit. So minus 20% wood, minus 20% gold, and adds 2 to the build limit. So that's not bad. You can have a couple extra traps. Let's go ahead and take a look. I want to go through the minor gods before we launch in. It's just easier to read this stuff here and now than when I'm in the middle of something. So we have Quetzalcoatl, who is, let's see. She is the, I should have said, Malinoisashitl is the goddess of snakes, Patacatl is the god of healing fertility, and then Quetzalcoatl is the god of the dance. Except that's actually Michael Flatley, but that's not really important. Quetzalcoatl is the goddess of the earth. She's also a fertility goddess. She has an earth monster, so target a location to summon Tezcatlipoca. Let's go with that. So it's an earth monster. It reaches up. It kind of like tries to devour units, and it does a knockback effect as well. So that's pretty useful. It's nothing crazy, but for a heroic Age God power, it's all right. She has also the Huitzilopochtli, which is the rabbit turtle. It's a giant armadillo. Okay, it's a giant armadillo. It's a siege unit. It's pretty solid. I like it. It reminds me of a behemoth. She gives the serpent skirt, so Quetzalcoatl summons anacondas from your destroyed buildings to defend the area. So they act kind of like militia. You obviously can't control them like militia. They're wild creatures run, they're controlled by Gaia. Like if you ever clicked in the game, you clicked on like a wild animal and it'll show you the god they worship as Gaia. It's nature. It's a random, it's a neutral enemy. But you can spawn them from your from your buildings when destroyed, and I think you can harvest them. So it's nothing crazy, but every little bit. Then we have the Coatepec shrines, so Quetzalcoatl removes the cost of repairing buildings and allows them to regenerate hit points. This is huge. I love this one. I hate having to repair buildings, and the build cost is usually nothing serious. It's a little bit of wood, but it's nice not having to worry about it at all. She adds a 2.5 to the regeneration rate, and repairing is free. That's awesome. I love that. String of Hearts. So Quetzalcoatl's necklace of dismembered hands and hearts compels human soldiers to inflict damage, especially crush damage, making them more effective against buildings. So this is nice because the Aztecs don't have like great siege. I haven't been thrilled with their siege. It's okay. Like it's not terrible. It's nothing to write home about. So giving your human soldiers more siege damage as the Aztecs is really helpful, especially since they really only have infantry and archers. They have like one special type of cavalry unit, but it's expensive and it's a heroic age onward. In fact, it might only be mythic age. Any rate, so human soldiers gain an additional 1 to melee attack damage, crush, and an additional 1 melee range attack damage to crush. They also get an added 1 to their jump attack damage, because we do have human units that do a jump attack, kind of like a Manra, and then all actions damage, all types, plus 10%. So that's a nice, just flat buff across the board. That's really nice. She also grants you the Tezcatlipoca's scales. So Quetzalcoatl increases the armor of Atlatl siege canoes as they lose hit points. So Atlatl siege canoes, for every 1% HP missing, modify hack armor by 0.5%. So it's not huge, but it's a little bit extra armor, and that's, you know, it keeps your boats alive longer. So that's take what you can get. Also, the Atlatl siege units, for every 1% HP missing, they get an extra 0.5% pierce armor, so that's also really useful. Second goddess in the heroic age, we get Huitzilopochtli, so she is the goddess of war and obsidian. She focuses on Tonali and noble hut warriors. Her god power probably needs to be nerfed. This is almost a mythic age god power. It is that powerful. So you target an enemy unit, and that selected enemy unit, any other units in the radius die of that type. So let's say you've got an army of 30 hoplites. I hit one of the hoplites with this. He kind of gets suspended in midair. He floats, and then he just dies, and the rest of the hoplites around him die. It's crazy powerful. Now, so I don't know if they're coming at you with a mixed army, it's not as effective, but holy crap! I mean, it should not be that useful, and it is. So she also grants you the Obsidian Butterflies. So they just kind of do a little spin attack. So it pulls units in and expels them, and it can hover over water. So they're all right. I didn't think they were anything to write home about. In fact, most of the myth units of the Aztecs, I haven't been super impressed by. I like the armadillo. Everyone else, take it or leave it. She does give you wings of Huitzilopochtli, so Huitzilopochtli sharpens the wings of your obsidian butterflies, increasing their movement speed, bleed, and special attack damage. They gain 15% speed, and their charged melee attack gains 50% damage. Now that is a nice benefit, so that is worth purchasing that upgrade, especially if you're going to be using a lot of them. She also gives you obsidian napping, so Huitzilopochtli teaches the art of obsidian napping, increasing the attack of units trained at the noble hut. Coyote warriors, ocelotl warriors, and eagle warriors gain 15% damage to all action types, so that's really useful. Again, just a flat buff. She also gives you the Flowery Wars upgrade, so Huitzilopochtli's hunger for tribute increases the favor earned from gathering Tonali of the fallen foes. So you just gain favor a little bit faster. That's again, not great, not terrible. I feel like the Aztecs get a decent amount of favor, and if you set them up right, you can just get a constant stream. I'll show you when we get launched in how I set up for favor generation. It's kind of messed up in the head, but it's also very effective. And then let's see. She gives shards of Itzli, so the Tezcatlipoca scales gives you upgrades to your siege canoes. This one's just normal arrow canoes. She studs the arrow canoes with her obsidian, increasing their attack. So all attack actions damage increased by 30%, which is really huge. And then, God help me. Oh wait, no, we're not. Yes, we are here. The third heroic age goddess. I'm gonna do my best here. So it's Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl. We're gonna go with that. Quetzalcoatl. So Quetzalcoatl, she is the goddess of the moon and mystery, so she gives you better upgrades. her upgrade is her god power. I actually kind of like this one. It's not busted, but it is kind of nice. So Starfall, you target an area and it bombards enemies with falling stars. So it's almost like an arrow volley, but it has the possibility to summon the Tezcatlipoca star demons, which are her myth units. So you can spawn them for free by using this god power. So that can be really useful. They're myth units that strike with terrifying speed, and their hunger for life force allows them to sustain themselves in prolonged combat. So I think they have kind of like a vampiric effect. She also has the Senson Huitznahua. Let's go with that. Huitznahua. So Coil Zakui, there it is. Coil Zakui upgrades the Tzitzimitls to Star Demon Tzitzimitls, which deals more damage and attacks faster. So their melee attack is increased by, the attack intervals decrease. Oh, excuse my phone notification. The attack intervals decrease by 15%. That's really nice. The charge melee attack decreased by 15%, and all action damage is increased by 20%. We have the Coil Zakui Stone. So Coil Zakui reduces the resource cost of upgrade research at the temple. So temple and great temple costs are reduced by 75% food, wood, and gold. That is really nice, especially if you save your upgrades until you hit the heroic age and then buy this. That's going to save you a lot of money. But even if you're only reducing it for the mythic age, reduce this by 75%. So let's see, what is that? That's 75 wood as opposed to 300. That's a major reduction. So that's actually really nice as far as god upgrades are concerned. And then we have Tezcatlipoca's Penance. Let's go with that. Coil Zakui increases the favor earned by devoting settlers. So this increases by 15%, and if you're playing as Tezcatlipoca, that stacks with this already 10, 20, 30, 40%. So in the heroic age, you're looking at 45. In the mythic age, you're looking at 55% increase. That is really useful. Well, I say it's really useful. Actually, I kind of like how the Aztecs generate favor. It works. I never feel like I'm hurting for favor. So, you don't really need it, but it's nice. It builds faster. And then she also gives you Metzliapan. So, Coil Zakui reduces the favor costs of axolotls and mutant axolotls and allows them to use their special attacks more. So they cost minus 25% favor and... let's see here. It costs minus 25% to mutate them as well, and then the ability recharge time is reduced by 25%. I'm hoping to find a map to show off the axolotls. They're kind of the water myth unit, the naval myth unit for the Aztecs. They have axolotls and then mutated axolotls. I don't know why mutated axolotls. They may just not have had a better option. Honestly, they could have gone with like a giant anaconda. That would have been fine. But whatever the thought process, it works all right. So I'd like to be able to showcase them today as well, which means I'm going to have to find a water map. And then let's take one last look. We're looking at the Mythic Age god powers. So the Aztecs have Tlaloc, so he is the god of storms. Now I will say, I think Tlaloc probably should have been reserved for major god status because I'm assuming they're eventually going to do a fourth. But I don't hate him where he's at. He gives the Pillar of Tlalocan, so target location calls down a Pillar of Tlalocan, obliterates fortifications on impact, and the statue remains to defend the area with water strikes until destroyed. He also has the Huitzilopochtli, so they're myth units, stealthy amphibious guardians that can strike from a distance with its long tail, dealing immense damage and stunning targets. It's good against human soldiers. It's all right. Now this one, I think this is a bit controversial in my opinion. So burnt water. Tlaloc strengthens your fortifications, increasing their hit points and allowing them to attack units beneath them with sacred fire water. So my problem with this is it's boiling oil. Everybody else gets boiling oil. The Aztecs only get it through Tlaloc. which means that whichever god doesn't get Tlaloc, which I think, yeah, it's Tezcatlipoca, he just doesn't get burning oil. So, is it huge? No, but it's nice to be able to attack units directly beneath like beneath an arrow tower. I'm not actually certain if Great Temples have arrow attack damage. I'll have to look. But at any rate, buildings have better hit points. It's 25%, and it enables, enables melee attack action. So that's just close range. It's not huge. The 25% is nice. The boiling oil should have been standard. Let's see, we also get Tlaloc, so Tlaloc sends the Tlalocus to assist your people, significantly reducing the cost and research time of complete improvements. Now this one, I'm not huge on, and the reason I'm not huge on it is because by this point, I've already purchased everything and I've got the money for everything else. Unless you're sitting on your major upgrades for your, your granary upgrades, your warehouse upgrades, unless you're sitting on those and not getting any until Mythic Age, it's really not that helpful. Let's see, he also gets Tezcatlipoca. So Tlaloc's Mountain of Sustenance inspires settlers near livestock pens to gather food faster, especially from animals. So they gain a 15% work rate from farms, and then a 50% work rate from huntables and herdables. So that's useful. Really, it's the 15% you're looking at. Maybe occasionally the livestock, the herdables, but they do get more herdables than every other faction, but the problem with them is that I never really focus on them. I just let them farm and don't really worry about anything else. And then his last upgrade is the 4 jars. So Tlaloc pours abundance from his jars, reducing the cost of great temples and allowing them to support population. So this is nice, just reduce temple cost by 20%, wood and gold, great temples, I'm sorry. These are like your fortresses. And then they increase your population cap by 1, so it's not huge. If you build all of your fortresses, it's 15 population. But it's not, it's a little bit, so it's all right. We also have Mictlantecuhtli. There we go. So Mictlantecuhtli, excuse me, he gives you volcano ability. So this functions kind of like the Tartaran Gate. Essentially, you plop it on the ground, it destroys any buildings underneath it, excluding like town centers, wonders, and I think like Titan Gates. And then it just spews out molten rock that damages buildings and units around it. So that I like it. It's useful. He gives you the Tunkaluchu. So owl creatures, they don't really fly, which I'm not huge on, but they do mark enemies for death, increasing tonality earned and reducing their hit points. So that's nice. He has the Necklace of Eyeballs. So Mictlantecuhtli adorns the Tezcatlipoca, with a necklace of eyeballs, increasing their range, hit points, and line of sight. So range is increased by hit points increased by 25%, all action damage increased by 25%, and then 8 to line of sight. 8 is a lot, so that's nice. Omen of Death. So Mictlantecuhtli causes the Tezcatlipoca to call down a strike from heaven when defeated, damaging nearby enemies. Tezcatlipoca on death inflict 40 hack damage and throw enemies in 5 radius. So that's nice. I actually don't know what the Tezcatlipoca are. I'm gonna have to look into them when the game starts. I don't memorize the names of these units because they're so exotic. It's hard to memorize them. But we'll train one and we'll take a look. And then Precious Bones. Mictlantecuhtli empowers your ranged soldiers, which increases their damage and compensates you with wood when they fall in battle. So they return 15 wood upon death, and all action types increase by 15. All action damage types increase by 15%. And then we have Micteca. So Mictlantecuhtli imbues Shorn Ones with the chill of the underworld, enabling them to slay your enemies more quickly. Especially heroes, so they gain 20% to all damage types, and then 0.5 to melee attack damage bonus against heroes. So that's kind of nice. They're kind of like anti-hero units, and they're pretty strong. So we'll take a look at them as well. So we've got Tlaloc, god of storms, we got Mictlan Tezcatlipoca, the god of the dead and the underworld, and then if we come on over here, we have Xolotl. So Xolotl is the god of monsters and deformities. He has corrupted ground, so enemies on the corrupted ground, when they die, they will be reborn as vile abominations that fight for you. So that's kind of useful, but you need to be able to use it when you're getting attacked, and you need to be able to kill the enemies. Because it doesn't like damage them over time. It kind of snowballs, so that's nice, but you have to be able to do the killing first. So this is probably the least effective of all the god powers for the Mythic Age. We also have Soul Guide, so myth units, tall and corrupted beings that can be summoned by that can summon Tlecanax Quimili. Let's go with that. Tlecanax Quimili, by corrupting their enemies, so they're good against human soldiers. That might be the same as the abominations. I don't know. We'll look into it. They also have the Torch of Misfortune, so your soul guides turns them into soul masters, which can use the chain lightning attack. So it doesn't use it all the time, but they get chain lightning, which is pretty busted. You know, picture like having a tower of lightning, but you could train them. Evening Star, so Xolotl grants a free soul guide for each of your existing great temples, and whenever you complete a new one, it summons a new soul guide. So that's pretty nice, just free myth units. Twisted Limbs, Xolotl contorts the bodies of Ocelotl warriors, allowing their leap ability to deal more damage and increases their hit points. So they get 25% damage to their jump attack and 20% hit points. And then we look at the Stone Skin Kinemetsin. So these are kind of a siege unit. Xolotl upgrades your Kinemetsin to Stone Skin Kinemetsin, which have more range, attack, and hit points. So they gain 25% attack, 30% hit points, and 2 to their range attack, range, and 2 to line of sight. So they have some decent gods, some decent god powers. We'll take a look. I should go over the archaic god powers because they're worth mentioning. So Huitzilopochtli, he gets a blood pact. This turns a human unit into a very powerful version of that unit, but they die once the power's up, and you can see the timer tick down. He also gets Wings of the South, so this increases the speed and decreases the train time. So it increases the speed by 10%, decreases the train time by 40% for your spearmen and your archers. If we go over here to Tezcatlipoca, so my problem with Tezcatlipoca is that his god power is useful against everybody except Tezcatlipoca, because it steals the god power of another unit, another god faction. It steals the Archaic Age, so if you're up against Poseidon, you can use Lure. If you're up against Tezcatlipoca, you can't use it at all because it replaces it with an Obsidian Mirror. It's pointless. So that is something, not huge on, but it is something. It can be nice to take somebody else's. I feel like they probably should have thought on it a bit longer, but it's fine. Tepeyol's Reach, so it increases the action, damage, and it increases the damage and the jump range of the Jaguar warriors and the Ocelotl warriors by about 15% and 2 to their jump attack range. So that's, to start out, that's pretty good. And again, it's stacking with all the other ones you purchase. And then we have Quetzalcoatl, so he has Tailwind, which boosts the movement speed for a short duration. Now this is nice because the Aztecs don't have cavalry, so it can be nice to kind of give yourself a quick boost to get yourself across the field. Because again, your units are walking, they're slow. And then Feast of Sustenance, so he enables livestock to be devoted to the temple. When they do that, it increases the gather rate of all villagers. Now this is nice. Alright, because it's a 15% increase, and there's an upgrade at the Capulis, which allows you to train herdables for a certain amount of food dropped off. So if you have enough, you'll have a constant supply of herdables going to your temple, getting sacrificed, constantly giving you a 15% gather rate for all of your villagers. So that's actually a little bit busted. I like it a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with Huitzilopochtli. We'll just start with him. He's an easy one to go with, and we'll do the daily, so it's a deathmatch and it's regicide. Let's see here. Everything set? Good. I like this, okay? The Aztecs are pretty nice. They're not my favorite faction, but they were a win. Unlike Demeter. Demeter really just kind of sucked, alright? And this is reflected, if you go over to the Steam page, you can see the review, and it is mixed. Let's see, let's go ahead. We'll do Quetzalcoatl, and we'll just have to keep an eye out as we go to make sure we don't double up on a god. Because that has happened to me, and I want to make sure that I'm showcasing all of this. I had to redo a video because I accidentally, I like got part of the way through, and I'm like, ah crap, I can't show off the third god because I already went with the wrong options. Let's see, we'll do, we already did, oh shoot, I'm already forgetting his name. We did Quetzalcoatl, we'll do Coatlicue, we'll do Tlaloc, and we'll have to manage it from there. So let's go ahead and build an armory. And I want to be able to showcase all the different units. After the daily, I'll demonstrate how I like to generate favor. Since we're in the middle of the daily, I'm not going to bother setting it up. It's a team deathmatch, or it's a deathmatch. We've got a lot of resources to start with. We'll just show off the units for this one. Anyway, yeah, the Steam reviews are mixed, and the reason for that is that it kind of sucked. Demeter sucked, and then the other things, the golden statue, the blood effects on the ground, like no one cares. Nobody wanted to pay $10 for those, alright? And it's a $30 pack. If you look at the other packs, the gods are roughly $5 per. Nobody wanted to pay the extra, like, because we're getting 4 gods out of this. Alright, fine, that should be $20. That's still a little bit overpriced, but, whatever. Nobody wants to pay the extra $10 for a gold statue and a little bit of blood on the ground. That's stupid, alright? So it's overpriced, and then we got Demeter, who was a sucky god to begin with. So let's go ahead and take a look, by the way. So this is our obsidian butterflies, and they're already attacking. And then our rabbits, which are already dead. The rabbits really aren't that effective. Let's see. Let's get some Entente Smashers and some Heavy Shorn ones. The Entente Smashers are siege units. They're not going to be all that helpful in a fight against these guys, but they'll be good when we go in for a siege. Let's see here. Oh, by the way, those red glowing orbs, that's Tonali. That's being collected. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get farms around here. Let's get our obsidian butterflies to go help. And these guys are aggressive today. So, we have, here's our Entente Smashers. You can see they've kind of got like a bald staff thing, a bald club, and that's their siege. Can we please kill this? I'm just trying to look at my units here, goodness. This is an Entente Smasher. Right over here we have a Kinemechan Spy, that's not what I want. The Shorn ones, there we go. So you can see they have kind of that wooden club blade that the Aztecs are known for. I forget the name of it in the Aztec language. I think I've heard it referred to as a chainsaw. So it's a really useful one. Let's go ahead and take our villagers. Let's build a war hut because these guys are being aggressive for no reason. Let's see here. Our shorn ones are pretty nice though, so. Let's see. Let's get some hero priests as well. With the shorn ones. I don't know why they're so aggressive. I don't think I've ever seen them this aggressive for a deathmatch on a daily. Alright, there's the war huts. Let's build the noble huts. So, the war huts, I think they're mostly infantry units. The noble huts are going to be our archer units, I believe. Alright, let's see. Oh, okay, good. We got some villagers over here. We're going to have to get walls up. These guys are being ridiculous. So, the Aztecs do max out at stone walls, just so you're aware. And I don't think the walls look particularly Aztec-y. They kind of look more like Egyptian walls, so I don't care for that. The Aztec walls, from what I remember, have more of a slant to them. Like they kind of bevel inwards. But, you know, they're solid. The Aztecs weren't known for walls. I mean, they had them, but they weren't really known for them. Okay, you guys need to stop. You need to stop. I am actually going to have to play this like a normal map for whatever reason. Yeah, they're just really aggressive today. I don't know why. Let's take a look at some of these units. So we have our spearmen and our Kia archers. So let's train some spearmen, let's train some archers. And then over here we have our coyote warriors, our ocelotl warriors, and our eagle warriors. I'm sorry, I had these flipped. We're going to get our archers from the war hut. The noble hut is going to be these different units. Hey, guys. Stop it. Lord almighty, you guys are ridiculous. So one thing I should say, one thing that's kind of nice, they're not quite the Norse. They do have some similarities with the Norse, though. So some of their units can build buildings. The hero priests can build buildings. Let's take a look at these Kia archers over here. Pretty sick. They got like little feathered armor. And then these would be our spearmen. Also some feathered armor. Decent looking shields too. At any rate, the hero priests can build. Why is that guy just standing there? The hero priests can build temples, great temples, and these zompantlis. That felt unnecessary. And they also gain favor by fighting, which is also kind of Norse. Can we please pull our villagers away? I'm going to have to actually build more walls. I don't know why these guys are so aggressive. Okay, let's take a look at some of these. So we have our heavy ocelotls. They kind of stealth. So, you know, you gotta be careful. Sometimes it's hard to see them, but they kind of stealth. And they've got kind of like an ocelotl face, so that's nice. Kind of like almost a jaguar look to them. We have our coyote warriors, so they look like a coyote, and they remind me kind of like berserkers from Norse mythology. And then here are our eagle warriors. They're like a ranged unit. They throw their spears. Okay, you guys need to stop. It is unnecessary. You do need the hero priests to gather Tenali, so do be careful of that. Let's go ahead. You know what? Everybody just go mine over there. Except for you guys. You guys can go harvest some food. Trying to show things off, and they're making things difficult. Alright, so here are our hero priests, our warrior priests. Nice big feathered headdresses. By the way, Tenali does disappear over time, so if you don't collect it in time, you do have to worry about that. Come on guys, come on. Alright, hit the bell. Feels unnecessary. Let's go ahead, we'll go with Tezcatlipoca. Get a look at these owl warriors, or these owl creatures. The rabbits really aren't worth your time, but these owls, man, these owls are pretty nice. Let's, you know what, let's do a counterattack of our own. I would like to get a look at this owl attacking as well. I was really hoping for more time to kind of look at these units, and everybody decided to lose their frickin' mind instead. The owl it does seem to be weakening them. Alright. Clearly, we lost a lot of units. Let's get some eagle warriors, some ocelotl warriors, and we'll get these Kitametsin. The Kinemetsen are a little bit slow to train. I'm going to stop training those guys. We're going to train a Jaguar Warrior just so we can get a look at a Jaguar Warrior. I didn't realize they stealth too. Also, the Jaguar Warriors appear to be women. Did not know that. I mean, they're riding a Jaguar, so it's kind of mythical anyways. And these are the Kinemetsen. They're kind of like a mythical proto-human giant. Let's see. Let's just sacrifice you guys, because why not? We get the ability to take our hero priests and convert them to, I missed the name, Tezcatlipoca. I believe that was actually the one that we were talking about that was getting buffed, and I was like, I don't remember what that unit is. Well, we know now. Hey, stop that. Leave my villagers alone, please. Let's see. Let's see if we can get some more Kinemetsen, and we'll get some Entente Smashers. We're gonna need the siege units. And also, good. We have a Titan Gate. Let's build that. And we'll build a Wonder too. I would like to showcase the Wonder. At least show it before it's built so you guys can get a look at it. Let's see. Some food, please. I mean, it's a death match. I don't really need it, but it's nice to have. Let's drop these guys off over here and build the town center. Bring it back. Alright, so we're building this Titan Gate pretty quickly. We'll get a good look at the Titan for the Aztecs. They're alright. I don't hate them. I think they are actually pulled from Aztec mythology. They do a pretty decent job of that. I don't know, something about them I'm just not huge on. Maybe it's the knees on their, the jaws on their knees. Maybe that's what I don't like. But whatever the case, there it is. Pretty cool. All right, let's build a Wonder. So this is the Aztec Wonder. It's a giant pyramid. I don't know what I was expecting. This is what I was expecting. It looks nice. They actually have another Wonder that's a pyramid. We'll take a look at that when we play the different god. I think it's a Quetzalcoatl thing. But it looks pretty neat. Let's see. Let's get everybody in the same army, including the Titan. And let's sweep through. Because screw these guys. They have been needlessly aggressive. And it looks like they're building a Wonder too, so we're going to have to find that and destroy that, because they do not need another Titan. Alright. So one thing that is nice, like I said, so the Hero Priest can build buildings, so if you do that, it means that you can, oh, let's destroy this. They do not need a Titan. I do not want to deal with that right now. If you do that, it means that as you lose units, you can also kind of like build structures and retrain them as you go. I was not even paying attention. I forgot that we were doing, I forgot that we were doing regions. Okay, that's fine. But anyway, it means that, you know, as you go, you can build up a new army. So that was nice. Let's go ahead. We'll do skirmish, because I'd like to be able to show off more Aztec stuff. We'll do Tezcatlipoca next, and I'm going to set this to not a deathmatch. Let's do a lightning round. I will also I'll do regicide, because I'd like to have more settlements available for more population. Let's see. I do not need infinite resources. That's for when I was testing stuff. And then I found if you set the game mode to fast, it just automatically starts fast. I was hoping that it would kind of bump the base gameplay rate up, and then you could increase the speed after that. That's not how it works, sadly, but it's fine. Not everybody plays as fast as I do. I get it. It's just, you know, you have so much downtime where you're waiting for things to train, so... Alright, let's see. So, the Aztecs get a Capuli. So, Capuli is a universal drop site, and it's kind of nice. They get different advantages from it. We'll take a look at them in a second. So, we can get livestock pens, lumber outposts, and craft workshops. So each one of those gives a flat 15% increase to that particular resource if it's dropped off at the right Capuli. So if I make mine a livestock Capuli, all food dropped off there increases by 15%. So that's nice. Let's see, 10 of you. Let's go kill a rhino. I don't need you over there. Harvest some trees, please. If you do wood, it's 10% more wood. Gold, 15% wood, and then 15% gold. The other advantage is, if you make this a food Capuli, if you drop off enough food over time, there's like a ticker, and it goes around, and what causes it to go around is how much food you drop off. So the more food, the faster it increases, and you can... I'll build another Capuli down here. We'll make this a wood one. When that ticker goes up, it spawns a turkey. So you can get free livestock, which is a really nice benefit. Let's see here. The gold Capuli, though, actually we'll get to that in a second. The wood Capuli just it gives an arrow tower, so it's not terrible. It's somewhat useful. The gold Capuli is the one that's really useful because let's see, it's something like 10% of all other resources dropped off at this Capuli turn into gold. Which is nice, because that means late game, when you're done hunting for gold, and you're trying to, I think I'm playing lightning, which means I might cap out at 50. Yeah, I do. We'll just keep training. But it means when you're constantly trying to hunt down gold in the Mythic Age, you can stop doing that, you can set up caravans, and then you can buff your gold production by putting farms near a gold Capuli, and the food that you drop off there will also be converted into gold. Let's see, we are buttoned up against that. Let's make this the wood Capuli. They train pretty fast, and they also train while you're buying other upgrades. So that's a nice little benefit there. The Aztecs also have a nice benefit. They can train, they can build farms from the classical age, like the Egyptians. There's a lot of overlap between existing factions. I don't fault them too much for that, because there's only so much originality you can have, but that one in particular I'm not going to complain about. I like having farms from the archaic age. It means that once I'm done gathering the huntables around me, I don't have to think about it. I can just plop down farms, and there's my food production. And for the Aztecs, that's very important, because their farms in particular are... not their farms. Their food in particular is going to be more valuable. I'll show you how I set up my favor production, and then you'll see. It's kind of important to have a very steady supply of food. I should also let you know, for building purposes, the Capulis are the same dimensions as a farm. Let's see. 20 people here, so 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That is the problem, is that I'm kind of left with this one lone straggler farm. We'll do that. 20. 19. And the 20th is over here. This will be our food Capuli. You guys, please go farm over here. Destroy this, destroy that. Go harvest some goats. And we'll just not worry about gold for the time being. I know there's more gold around. We'll take care of that in a bit. Okay, so favor production. So here's what I like to do. I'll put a temple on the cardinal points, or as close to the cardinal points as I can manage. Sometimes the way I build my houses gets in the way. Do that, and I'm going to go ahead and group them into Army 3 so that I can quick train units. There's something buggy with the Aztec buildings, I should warn you. Every other faction when I do this, it's fine. With the Aztecs, when I group them into one army, it kind of, like, you should be able to train all the units in that army, in that building army, and for whatever reason it like defaults to the temple, and so you have to go through and you have to click which other building you want and train units that way. So I don't care for that. But I don't know. Maybe they found that bug, maybe they haven't. It's not huge. So we'll get the 4 temples on the cardinal points, and then I'm going to get villager centers right next to the temples, and right-click on the temples, and the villager centers will continually train villagers and sacrifice them. So that's going to be incredibly useful. Let's go ahead and build some walls as well, get the base perimeter going, and I want to train 20 of these warrior priests. Nothing huge, but enough that I can defend myself should an attack come. Put them in Army 1. Good. The scout has been finding gold. Let's go ahead and take these villagers, start harvesting gold, and you guys will be my builders in the next age, and then I'm going to sacrifice you after that for some favor. So let's go ahead. I should check and make sure I don't block myself out. So last time I went with Tezcatlipoca. His other option was Huitzilopochtli. So he's going to have Tezcatlipoca and Quetzalcoatl. So I need to pick Huitzilopochtli, and we'll look at her. This isn't normally how I play. Normally I try and play to my strengths, but I'm trying to showcase some stuff. And we already saw Tezcatlipoca, so we'll go with Huitzilopochtli. We'll have these guys build some Tezcatlipoca. Is that how they were pronounced? Tezcatlipoca? Yeah, Tezcatlipoca. We'll have them build some Tezcatlipoca. We'll upgrade them to Tezcatlipoca watchtowers, and we'll get the signal fires and the crenellations. Let's go ahead and get a villager center. We can build these without digging into our food reserves just yet, because they can't train villagers until I kill off these guys. Let's see. This is the Quetzalcoatl. It's a the double-headed serpent. So this side is the poison side, and that side's the fire side. And we right-click both, so we'll use both abilities as it can. Let's just right-click. And as long as you're not... Excuse me. I don't know why these guys are over here. That feels unnecessary. We're gonna have to finish our walls at some point. That's okay. One thing at a time. I don't even remember what I was saying. I got distracted. It's fine. It probably wasn't important. It's probably me rambling. Let's build the war huts. So I would like to have a good amount of each. I would like to have 4 of each, so that I can train a lot of an army in one go. So see what I mean? If I click 3, for whatever reason, I got the temple grouped. If I shift and click on the temple, I can train units from the temple. But if I just press 3, usually over time it will auto-select 1. Maybe they fixed that. Let's do that. Let's build the noble huts. Did I ever turn this into a gold pool? I did. Okay, good. Good. Let's go ahead and get medium war hut soldiers. We'll buy these as we can. I'm guessing, yeah, I'm limited on favor. That's okay. We'll get that in a second. We'll get favor production off the ground here in a second. In the meantime, let's go ahead and build an armory. I like the armories because they, normally, you get copper, bronze, iron, and it doesn't even always make sense. Like, the Egyptians at their height were the Bronze Age, so it doesn't make a ton of sense that they got iron. But, we go with it because it's fun. But these guys, they get flint, feathered weapons, and feathered armor, and feather shields. So I like that. It's the exact same thing, but reskinned for a little bit of extra flavor. I enjoy that. Alright, let's build that Kapuli. We'll destroy this one because you can only have one specialized Kapuli of each resource at a time. So it is important as you go to hit that delete key and just destroy buildings that are no longer useful. Let's see. Let's build the Kapuli over here. We'll destroy this one. And we'll get some food going. Or some wood going. Oh, no. Damn it. There. And this one should be the gold one. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Do I have anything else worth buying? The only things I can buy are the things that need favor, which is good. Build this for now. Turn off auto queue. Let's get stone walls. And go sacrifice yourselves. There we go. Now we should start seeing favor go off the walls because these guys are going to be constantly training and constantly sacrificing. So we're going to see our favor spike really quickly. We are already at 222. And I like that they didn't shy away. You know, I was thinking that they wouldn't do human sacrifice. Like, I thought, there's no way. That's so unpolitically correct. There's no way they do it. And they did. So, respect. I enjoy it. They also have slave caravans. I'm sure that's not what they want you to think about, but they have it, man. Let's see. Let's do the medium Takia archers. And I did not set a rally point, so we'll set the rally point over here. That's a good spot for collecting people. Let's see. Come over here. Gold mine this way. I realized I didn't show off the agave bloom. That was unfortunate. We'll remedy that. I didn't show off all the other god powers, so we'll fix that. Don't worry. I'll do a quick demo. Editing for me. Gameplay and editing for me. For you guys, like 5 seconds. Can you not attack my town center? You know what? Let's just... So here are the scorpions. It's a good time to showcase the scorpions. Holy crap. See, that's what I'm talking about with the turkeys. Look at how many turkeys that is. Just look at how many turkeys that is. You lose track, okay? You really lose track. Let's get 10 of you guys to go repair the town center, please. And 10 of you guys. And they're almost full. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Look at how crazy that is. I don't know why the villagers got caught up in that. It's all right. It's probably fine. There, that control 1 should ungroup the villagers. And we have everything we're gonna get, so let's go ahead and check which one I need to get next. So I did It's Papalotl last time, and his other option was Quetzalcoatl. So I can choose between Quetzalcoatl and Quetzalcoatl over here. So we'll go with Quetzalcoatl, and that should not lock me out. These guys have command point? I don't... Is it 0.1? No, that's damage multiplier against villagers. I don't know. They might be free units, which I'm not going to complain about because that's nice. So this is the Tezcatlipoca. Kind of looks like a female mummy. Just throwing that out there. Nothing too crazy, just a female mummy. Let's go ahead and get some great temples. Alright, so we got 10 over here. We'll build a marketplace in the corner. We'll show off what the caravan units look like. And for whatever reason, our villagers aren't building, but that's fine. Okay. I also realized I forgot to show off one of the most important temple things. So there's an arrival of the gods. You can get an incarnation of your deity, and I did not do that for Tezcatlipoca. I will do it here, and then I'll have to go back in and edit it. So, again, 5 seconds for you guys at some point, 10 seconds for me. Sorry, 20 minutes for me plus editing. Let's see. I'm going to use these guys as our builders. 10, 10, 10. We'll use them both as builders. I want to build a dock so we can take a look at some of the naval units. So this is an axolotl. It is solely aquatic. It is not amphibious, which I was really hoping it would be, but that's all right. Let's see. What was that? Those were my scorpions. Okay. But you know, it's a nice looking unit, and we'll take a look at the mutated ones as well. This is a good time to showcase another god power. So again, it kind of looks like an arrow barrage. It does decent damage, and occasionally it stuns more myth units. So not a ton. I think I got 3 out of that. So nothing crazy, but you know, not nothing. Let's see, wood. Maybe I'll leave wood. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna put these ones on food. That was actually placed wrong. We'll have to fix it. There. There. Get some caravan units. That the gold Kapuli, and you guys will build a wonder. Alright, now, last round, just again, to make sure we're not doubling up. Last round, we went with Quetzalcoatl, which means I need to go with Xolotl. And let's go ahead. One of the things you can do is you can reset your favorite generation by garrisoning 3 herdables. So we'll do that. You guys are going to build a Titan Gate and then a Wonder. One nice thing is that these irrigated farms actually look irrigated by the Aztecs in the Mythic Age. I kind of like that. That's a nice little touch there. So many freaking turkeys. Look how many turkeys. I think I've reached escape velocity with the turkeys. There's just too many, and they will, you know, every time I deposit turkeys, it just makes more turkeys than I can handle. It's gotten out of control. Let's see. Let's get Temiminaloyan. Temiminaloyan. So the watchtowers shoot an additional projectile, increasing and slowing enemy units. So that is the Scourge effect. So as long as my units don't... Oh, it does wither them. Okay. Okay. I didn't realize it withered them. You know what? That's alright. We're going to train more units. And we can get omniscience, so we might as well. See, this is what I'm talking about. I press the 3 key, you're only seeing the temples. Let's get some Jaguar Warriors. Where are our villagers? Okay, need these guys harvesting wood because I've got enough for now. They don't need to do it right now. I just don't want to run out. Let's build the Titan Gate. We got 10 villagers on it, so it's not going to build the fastest, but we are playing a lightning round, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, go ahead and go build that. So, let's see, this is our mutant axolotl, and it is amphibious, so that's nice. And you can turn it into a mutant once you've unlocked the mutant axolotls, so that's going to be useful. We're going to use that. Let's see, there is another ability that your buildings can do. Let's just go ahead. 5, 10, 15. If you deposit 15 human units inside the temple, you can create myth units of your own. I'm sorry, are you already spawning a Titan? That's unnecessary. Okay, you guys, come down and fight the Titan, please. And we'll have the Titan fight the Titan. Just felt unnecessary, guys. So the wonder here for oh shoot, it's not Tezcatlipoca. I'll get them. It is Tezcatlipoca. I'll get them memorized. It's another pyramid, but this one's kind of hanging garden-y type, so kind of interesting. I guess they left up an obsidian creature, one of these ones. Chanaquays. Left up a Chanaquay. Stop attacking my wall, please. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some myth units. And they're randomized. They don't have to be Mythic Age myth units or Heroic Age myth units that you have unlocked. It just picks some. So that's kind of nice. You may not get like full upgrades for them, but you'll get a unique myth unit, so that's useful. Let's see. Kind of exposed. Walls don't cover everything, but they cover enough. Let's see if we can get this built. I would like to get the Wonder built before we do anything, just so we can get a good look at it. So many turkeys. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous how many turkeys I have. Let's go ahead. I'll get some hero priests. We need 6 hero priests in a great temple. And then we can get the incarnation of our god. And I want to take a look at that. And then we also have our new fire ceremonies. We'll sacrifice the turkeys. And then the next sacrifices should start getting us... it should reset the favor. I can't tell if it worked or not. It's probably fine. Let's go ahead. We'll get the Rival of the Gods. So this is the avatar of Tezcatlipoca. Look at that. That's kind of cool. He's a little jaguar dude. It's pretty neat. Let's see. 20. Let's build the town center. Why not? And because we have our wonder. Oh, they have their wonder. I don't care for you guys having a wonder. Oh, shoot, I'm also up against Tezcatlipoca, which means that, well, it means that we have the same god power, so my archaic power is useless. You know what, guys? I was blaming Microsoft for my problems, and I think I was in the wrong. My bad. So I said that for whatever reason it's bugging out, and I just can't, you know, it automatically sets to the temples, and the reason is because I've constantly got villagers being sacrificed to the temples. So it kind of like auto-selects. That's on me. That is on me. Oh no, I did seal. They weren't Tezcatlipoca. They must be Quetzalcoatl. So my units will move faster now. Let's see here. Let's just take a look at these guys. They're kind of like, they almost look like Anibites, you know? Almost. I mean, they're dog creatures. So they kind of look like something Anubis would have. Yeah, sure. I'm on a timer. I'm trying to go through these quickly. Next time I'll show off the canoes, because I did forget to show off the canoes. We'll do that in a second. I'll pick a water map. Oh, not campaign, skirmish. They do have some new maps for the Aztecs, so they have Cloud Forest. It kind of has a fog to it. It's alright. Let's see, can I find some others in here somewhere? Obsidian Ridge, which I have not played yet. I don't really have a desire to play it. It looks okay. It looks kind of cramped. Snake Dance, so kind of a valley sort of thing. Also kind of looks cramped. Temple of the Jaguar. Valley of the Serpent. I'm surprised they don't have a water map. I don't see a water map for them. Well, yeah, I'm sure it's fine. It's probably fine. Let's do... I'm not really in the mood for Nomad. We'll do Mirage. Or, no, let's do Mediterranean. Alright, and let's make sure we're on Quetzalcoatl. Otherwise, I'm just wasting time. I actually like the Aztecs. They seem to have done a good job with the Aztecs. I was as surprised as anyone. Again, I was very skeptical because of Demeter, but they've done a good job. So I highly recommend it. I will say I'm not entirely sure it's worth the price. If you could get it on sale, I would get it on sale. But it's fun. It makes up for Demeter. So that's the most I can really ask for. Okay, let's get this going. Get it rolling. Fast and furious. Not like the franchise, that kind of sucks. Alright. Again, the big thing here, I want to show off the canoes, I want to show off the wonder, I want to show off the god incarnate, and I want to show off the god powers. That's the goal. Let's see. 5 on wood, 6 on wood. The Aztecs can get favored pretty fast. I like that. They might be able to get the favor fastest out of anybody if you set it up right. Again, you have to be constantly training villagers, and that does eat into your food production. But it can work. It's fast as long as you've got enough. You can kind of control the rate at which you're getting favor. Most people can't do that, at least not with the same amount of control. So I like it. Let's build another house. We're probably running out of population. Build a temple here. Build a temple here. Build a temple here. You guys come over and drop some food. Why are there 13? There's 10 on food. 10 on wood. Oh, it's because they haven't been trained yet. That's why. That's why. Couldn't figure out what the problem was. I am apparently my own worst enemy in these games because I cannot manage resource gathering. Oh wait, why? No. Build over here. Why did I build on the opposite end of the map? That was retarded. That was really dumb. Let's see. What are you guys doing? I don't understand what my units are doing. Okay. Alright, well, whatever. Let's build a dock. We'll take a look at the fishing ships. No. Go gather gold. Let's see here. One part that I'm probably hurting myself on, you know, if you play on fast, it's like a high speed. It's very easy to lose track of your villagers. Alright. Didn't I do Huitzilopochtli? No, I did DELOSound. So, Huitzilopochtli it is. Let's go ahead, build another Kapuli here. That'll be our wood Kapuli. You guys can harvest some oxen. You guys come over here, build a temple, please. And then everybody else go harvest some gold. It's a little bit cramped on this map. I didn't really think of that, but that's okay, because we're kind of here to be, showcasing stuff, so it's fine. I need to showcase, oh, what are you doing here? You should be on gold. I need to showcase the fishing ships and everything anyway, so let's get 5, 10 fishing ships, let's buy the upgrades, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the fishing canoes. Nothing super crazy. I mean, they look fine. They look like canoes. They look like kind of like an outrigger canoe. Ooh. Okay. Well, I guess my fishing ships are toast. So here's an arrow canoe, a hammer canoe, or Tezcatlipoca canoe. I don't know why they call it that, and then a siege canoe. And they look like canoes. So nothing super crazy, but I mean, they look like what I would expect them to look like, which I guess is something that's probably the biggest thing I can ask for, is that it would look like what I would expect the Aztecs to look like. I really cannot understate how important it is that something just makes sense in this game. It's not always the case, so it's nice that they're doing that. Let's see, we got 20 over here. We'll sacrifice some people in a bit. It's gonna be really tight in here, but that's alright. You know, I guess what I could do is get one temple and surround it with 4 settlements, but that sounds like work. The war hut's going. You guys were on food, so you can go down and, well, you know what? We'll just start farming. I'm going to keep my villagers away from my main base. So the idea here is that they're probably less likely to get targeted. What the hell, guys? No, stop that. Let's go ahead to, I'm going to get a temple. What we're going to do is we're going to harvest the pig, and we're going to make this the food kapuli. And as they harvest the pig, and as they farm, we're going to get turkeys, and we're going to right-click on the temple with the kapuli, and that will boost resource generation. So we've gotten a lot of gold already. Let's take these guys. I'm going to build a town center. And then let's send them over here. We'll build a caravan. We'll build a caravan. We will make the Mexicans pay for it, and it works because these guys are Mexicans before anybody says anything. Let's build some of these. 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20. Do I need favor for this? I need favor for that. We'll go ahead also. I should probably have a decent navy. We can destroy the transport canoe. I don't need that, but and Lincoln Army too. I should probably have those guys just because, you know, if I don't, then I'm gonna get harassed, and I don't really want to deal with that. Let's build a marketplace. Build a town center. There. And I want to build an armory as well. Let's see. Keep 10 of them as a builder, because we'll probably need a good amount of builders, and let's sacrifice the rest. And of course we need to go over here and put some people to sleep. So that's the sleep god power. Not super useful, but yeah, again, it's kind of like a ceasefire. We'll boost our units. Turkeys, go in the temple, please. What? Have I not bought that upgrade? There it is. That should do it. Alright, we have 20 on food? I don't recall doing 20 on food. You guys, go sacrifice yourself. 5, 10. Sacrifice yourself. 10, 20. Those are the builders. Good, good. We have an army. Army of people. I don't need any of you. Go sacrifice yourselves. Some of you will die. That is a risk I am willing to take. Let's go down here. Repair this, please. And I think that's enough, so let's go ahead and upgrade. So we've already done Coil Zakui. We'll do Quetzalcoatl now. Let's see here. Do that. You guys over here. We need some great temples. There we go. Don't need this Kapuli, so I'll go ahead and get rid of it. Group these up. Oh, I was wrong. I thought these would be like controlled by Mother Nature. I did not realize that they're actually kind of like set creatures instead. That's useful. So we can work with that. Let's do this, and then 5, 10, 15. Let's see. Now, some of our great temple kind of things we don't get until the Mythic Age, but we can reset the favor in the Heroic Age, so that's pretty useful. Let me get the armory. I think we got almost everything that we're going to be able to get, except for upgrading our towers. Jeez. I was wrong. There's a lot to purchase. Okay. 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 Now we're good. Let's go ahead. Did I not do Zolotl? Alright, well, call it another thing I'm going to have to show. No, we showed off the birds already. I did not. I went with... Oh, shoot. I went with Zolotl. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine. We'll go with Zolotl again, and I will... again, back in editing, I'll show off some stuff. Alright, why are there 21 of you? That's what I want to know. We got 19 on food? Are there only 9 over here? There's only 9 over here. Okay, okay. That's why. And you guys come over here, please. Builders. Let's get a Titan, please. Leave my villagers alone. That is unnecessary. That is very unnecessary. Alright, well, at least our wood production is fine. just felt really unnecessary. Let's get the temple. And there. Okay. Please, kill these creatures. This is ridiculous. Here I was thinking, oh, these farms are far enough back. I was wrong. Okay, 6 over here. 4 more. And we've got an army. I want to get an army so we can just tell everybody else to sod off. Let's go ahead. So we have some hero warriors. Let's go ahead and get 6 of them in a temple. And here's our incarnation of Quetzalcoatl. Alright, and he does kind of look like a feathered serpent. It does look like it's a guy wearing a mask, but you know, we'll work with it. Now you can only have one of these Tezcatlipoca at a time, just fair warning. Let's see here. 10 of you guys. Let's go ahead and get started on a wonder. 10 on a wonder. There. Now we're cooking with gas. Let's get some turkeys over here for a bit. Oh, they have a Titan too. Wonderful, wonderful. You know what? It's fine. We still have our Quetzalcoatl incarnate. He's gonna help. He's kind of like... He kind of reminds me of Son of Osiris. So, that kind of helpful. Let's see. Feels unnecessary. I don't know why you guys are attacking me. It just feels unnecessary. Right. Alright, I'm going to trust that I am in control enough that I can step away and let my dog out. So I will be back in a second. Oh my god, it was wrong, everything's falling apart, I'm in total danger, everything's over, it's the end of the world. Nope, we're fine. Let's see here. I want to go with the Noble Hut. We're gonna get a lot of units. This is ridiculous. And they got another Titan. That's just lovely. It'd be nice if you guys would stop doing that. I know they've got a Titan somewhere. I know they gotta be working on it. Let's see. I know I've got a bunch of... Do I just not have... Why are we not training villagers? Can you not use it on water, or I just don't have enough favor? Why is it not building? Oh, it's because I'm at capacity. That's why. That's okay. We're gonna get some Tenali, and we'll be fine. don't have a ton of siege, so I do have to work with that, but let's go take out this Titan Gate before things get really out of hand. And the Wonder, because I don't need them building more. Alright, but that's our Wonder, so I mean, that's actually pretty cool. Alright, we got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20. That should do that. Yeah, you guys aren't the only one with corrupted land. Oh, right. And I'm pretty sure that their region is over here, so we're gonna check it out. And lo and behold, there he is. Screw those guys. All right. So now, with a little bit of editing magic, let's look at the things that you guys didn't get to see. Alright everybody, so I think I lost track of what I've shown and what I haven't, because I don't remember showing the armadillo, but I do remember showing the owl, and I know I didn't show off the volcano. But, for the sake of clarity, here is the reincarnation of Tezcatlipoca, or I'm sorry, the avatar of Tezcatlipoca. He looks almost like a giant hummingbird. And then this is the armadillo, in case I didn't showcase it properly. It kind of rolls up into a ball, I think, and wrecks things. We'll try and show that off in a bit. I'm just playing a quick death match with with everything spun up to infinite resources, just so I can quickly go through. We've got all 15 of our units in here, so I would like to get all the myth units I can. And there's these guys. And once these guys are done building a wonder, once I can, I'll get a, I'll go ahead and get a Titan. I should be able to get a Titan here soon. I think I just have to wait for it. Let's see, let's go ahead and get some armadillos, and I will be back in a bit. We'll go outside in a second. What's the matter? Alright, you cannot bark. If you bark there, Alright everybody, so I am back. I'm just kind of showcasing what I can while I go. So the armadillos do have a roll ability. It's kind of like a charge. I don't see them use it when I auto-select it, but it does seem to work pretty well when I specifically cast it. It's just a little charge ability. We'll go ahead, buff up. I thought it only applied to human units, but apparently it works to all units. You can use Huitzilopochtli's power to buff up everything. We also have an agave balloon, so there's what it looks like, almost like a tree. Nothing super crazy, but you know, just some pretty neat abilities. Oh, I guess it did the auto roll there. So yeah, so this is some things that we missed. Again, nothing super critical, but I just wanted you guys to get a good look at it. So thank you all for joining today. This has been Sundays with Steve. I'm gonna try and do a double header, so hopefully we'll get the next Follow the Trident campaign level out as well. But thanks for sticking with me this long. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.